And here we go. So we may be standing here, and if you take a look, think, Ian, I feel like we already were in this one. And yeah, we were in one pretty similar, right? We had the Passport, which is a very similar floor plan to what we're in right now. Now, this is the Keystone Outback Ultra-Lite 221UMD. And as we go through, I just kind of want to point out some of the differences. As far as price point, they're, again, both going to be very similar. This one's starting right under $30,000, just $7.18 a day. For weight, this one's a little under 5,000 pounds dry, and this one's coming in at 27 foot. So they're pretty close, right? The Passport, I believe, is a tiny bit heavier, maybe a little bit longer there as well, which makes sense. As far as tank size, it is important to note, for me at least, this one does have a 60-gallon fresh tank. So again, if you're looking to kind of get out there, this one does have a little bit bigger fresh tank. Your gray and black will be at 30 gallons. Those are your standard sizes for this size RV, but you do get that bigger fresh tank on there. So what are some of the differences? Well, one of the things we'll see right away that it's very similar is the fact you get a campsite dinette here. Some of the differences, however, though, is that you'll see you have underlighting, right? So, you know, kind of spices it up a little. You know, it's a little bit nicer looking in my opinion. I like what they have done. You also have a wood-style tabletop on here. So, you know, if you're into kind of like that natural wood look, this one right here kind of gives that. Gives you a beautiful view out to the campsite right there. We can see that, and we enjoyed that in the Passport floor plan as well. So, you know, that, and again, as I talk about, that's one of the things I absolutely love about this layout. Even though, you know, it's meant to be a rear kitchen, you kind of get this, you know, mid-living feel, and you just get that huge open space. Now, this one has a dream-style dinette, which is pretty easy to make up into a bed. You have this lever right here. You simply fold that lever over, and it will let you push the table down. Obviously, you want to be out of the way and kind of lift the cushions up so that the table can sit right down here on these rails, and then put these back cushions on top, and that will create an extra sleeping space. And just like our Passport, you know, this one can sleep 3 people. And, you know, if you're sleeping here, I mean, and you're an adult, you might have to curl up a little bit, but it does have that ability to sleep an additional person. You also see an electrical outlet as well as USB ports there. So plenty of options for plugging in and charging cell phones, tablets, laptops, whatever else you need to charge right there. You still have a big barreled ceiling, which is great. You know, it gives you a lot of head height in here, ducted AC. You have the blade system, kind of like we saw in that in the Passport there as well. So, you know, it's got an excellent AC system. It's not nearly as loud. In fact, all 3 of them we've had in this session have used that, which, again, it's just an absolutely awesome system. Making our way back a little bit further, your control panel will be here. You can also see your thermostat right up top. And now let's talk about the bathroom. So what you'll notice is instead of a slider style door, they went to a swing style door. And maybe you like that, maybe you don't. You know, maybe that's one of the things that help differentiate between the two and which one you want. Now you will see that, you know, it is a very decorative door, which I certainly enjoy. And also what you'll notice is, so with the Passport, it had a very narrow opening to the bathroom. If you remember me talking about that, because you didn't have much of a choice, right? You have a slider door, and to make the opening of the door jamb bigger, you have to make the door bigger to cover it. You just didn't have the wall space for that door to sit. So here with this swing style door, you can have, you know, just a small little wall, but create a bigger opening. And as you can see, I can actually fit through here. Now it's still a little bit tight, but it added a couple inches. And this is one of those places where, you know, those couple inches make a big difference. As we take a look right down here, you will see the porcelain foot flush lever toilet. I always love having a porcelain bowl. Again, it's when we start taking a look at some of the differences. You have porcelain here instead of plastic. And the reason I like porcelain is it just stays cleaner a lot longer, and it's just easier to clean, right? You'll get more life out of this bowl, and it just doesn't look as gross as a plastic will over time. Over to the side here on the wall, you have nice big countertop, and again, I have plenty of room for both my shoulders and my legs. I'm rubbing a little bit on the right, but plenty of space here on the left. Underneath the sink, you know, some decent storage there for all of your toilet paper. You'll see this is closed off versus open like we had in the Passport, but, you know, I still have pretty good storage space, and again, nice big countertop here too. Mirrored medicine cabinet right up top, and if I take a step in the shower, at 6 foot tall, you can see here, I can stand in here pretty easy. Again, I could probably be about 6'1", and I can, you know, without the skylight, again, I would be hitting the ceiling. But with it, especially right here in the center, yeah, but maybe 6'1". I think at 6'2", you'd probably have to duck down a little bit. So we have a pretty similar size shower there. And then in the very back, you know, I love the countertop space. You get huge countertop space right here. And I really like this because it's like a big dedicated prep space, right? You can see that. I mean, just a massive space right here. You do get the electrical outlet, so if you want to put a coffee maker there, you could. But I, again, would probably use this as my primary prep because you do get such excellent countertop real estate there. I like this, too. They kind of put in the backsplash, right, to match the countertop. I think that was pretty cool. Again, something we see a lot of times in homes, but not very often in RVs. Windows all the way around to help keep things nice and bright. That high-rise modern faucet. You'll see you have the sink top cover, right? Instead of a cutting board in this one is a drying rack. So again, some subtle differences right there. Storage up top, but pretty good storage. You can see that you have the shelf built in, so this is great for plates, bowls, cups. You can basically fit the majority of all of your dishes right up there, which I love. And then over to this side here is the microwave. It's a little bit different microwave positioning in here. Now, I don't know if it's a really big advantage, right? So one of the things they talk about here is you don't have a turntable. It uses the diamond wave technology to be able to heat things up. And, they say you get more space. I don't know that it would necessarily sell me on it, right? Still very similar size box. You just have a larger bottom surface. But I'm still going to put a plate in there regardless, and a plate would fit on a turntable. But either way, you have the microwave right up top there. Storage here, you can see the hood. Again, more countertop space over to the side. Electrical outlet. If you want to put like a coffee maker right back here in the corner, you can. This cooktop is recessed with the glass cover. Of course, that just folds up and back as you would expect. Oven underneath. Pantry right here, right? Pull-out pantry. Again, we start talking about some of the differences. This is one of them. I think that's really cool, having the pull-out pantry. Perfect for a lot of your canned goods or Pop-Tarts. I like to take Pop-Tarts when I camp. I know that they have like zero nutritional value, like zero. And it's even worse because I'll toast them and then put butter on them. But I'm telling you, for whatever reason, when I'm camping, Pop-Tarts are my go-to. You'll also see right underneath there, you have a little bit of additional storage. And then you get over to the fridge. This one has a 12-volt compressor-driven refrigerator, so a little bit different style fridge. This one will run off your batteries, and again, if you plan on doing some boondocking on this one, you're definitely going to want some solar to help make sure that you're not running your batteries down right here. Now, big pantry space here as well. You have the pull-out, but I love the size of this pantry, so if you have like cold cereal, things like that, some larger items, you have a spot to put them, and yes, they did it. They gave me a spot for a trash can. It's not underneath the sink, which is, one of my favorite places for it to be just because that's where I'm going to be prepping my food. It is a little bit further away, but I still love the fact it's a dedicated place. I don't have to have my bag hanging out, especially, in a smaller RV like this. That smell is going to fill up this space quickly, so I like that it's able to be tucked away. Theater seating. What you'll notice, though, is a little bit different right here. You'll see they put a piece of vinyl over top, right, instead of just having the hard edge, so that way less chance of, stubbing your toe, tripping, things like that. But theater seating, extremely comfortable. You will see this is a little bit different, too. Instead of having just a single piece, you get the full console right here in the center. Cup holders and a place to put your remote right there. But this is, again, a little bit bigger theater seats, right? A little bit, if you want something with a little bit more space for your theater seats, this has it. And how did they accomplish that? Well, they kind of knocked out a lot of the bedroom wall space. You will see how open the bedroom is. They shifted the place the TV is. The TV is basically in the bedroom, and that functions as both the TV bedroom and the living room TV. So, bear that in mind that if you go to bed and someone else is right here, you're not going to both be able to watch TV at the same time. Probably not an issue in this size RV. Again, chances are it'll just be two of you the majority of the time, but if you do have guests, this might be something to think about. Storage all the way across the front. You also have the additional shelf right there, which is great. You'll see nightstands with electrical outlets, USB ports. Right over here is your dirty laundry hamper, right? Little laundry chute, so you can put a laundry basket in there, toss it right down. Your queen bed. Now, one of the other things I like about Outback is, well, A, it's strut supported, but take a look at this. You have a built-in kennel if you want it. So it can be storage, great, but if you have a dog, this is awesome, right? How many times does your dog want to sleep at your feet, right? And, but you have to crate them a lot of times in an RV because, if you crate your dog normally, it helps them feel safe. It becomes their home. Well, right here you have that. You can put their bed and everything else right there underneath, open the door up. They have a spot that they're very comfortable with. And that way, again, if you leave, you don't have to have this giant dog crate in the middle of your RV. You have one that's built in right there. I actually think that's really smart for people that love to take their dogs camping, which a lot of people certainly do. And when we take a look at the door here, you'll notice a couple different things. One of them is the fact that right here you can see this one has your the hinge on here, right? So that when you close it, you don't have to worry about clips or anything breaking off. Another thing that I'd like to point out, and this is something that's really minor, but something that I like, is it has what they call the slingshot on it. So you have the screen, and so if your kids come, you just hit this, it will shut itself, right? How many times, growing up, I can't tell you how many times my parents asked me, did you grow up in a barn? Shut the door. Well, now I don't have to worry about it, right? Now I have a slingshot and it shuts it for me. Right up front here is your power tongue jack. That has light on there as well in case you're hooking up or disconnecting at night. Nice and easy to use, just flip of a switch to raise and lower the tongue there. Your propane tanks here with the cover. Right behind that, rails for your battery. Diamond etch plating coming up the front, helping protect that front end from rocks and debris to get thrown up by your tow vehicle. You can see I flipped the switch on for our front lights here as well, which really give it a sharp look in that front 3/4 cap. And that big black center is made to look kind of like a windshield that we've seen on some RVs. Great thing about it, though, is you don't have to worry about any chance of leaking, right? It's just all one solid piece, which is great. Coming around here to the side, a couple things I want to talk about. You'll see battery disconnect right here, so you can quickly and easily kill all power to the coach. You still have solar prep, right? We talked about that with that fridge, probably an important thing to have. You have it built in. Power stabilizer jacks, so that way you can just touch a button. It stabilizes everything out. You'll see you have the power awning with LED lights built in, so you can just extend that. Super simple. If you want outside TV, you have a spot to hook it up here. Black tank flush to quickly and easily wash out your black tank. Outside shower on the campsite could be a big deal. You also see this one has a bumper, which the Passport did not have. Now, folks, these are just a few of the things that I wanted to mention. These are some of the differences between the Outback and the Passport, but that is what we're here for. We can help you identify all of this. All you have to do is text the word FRESH to 46642.